For decades, the arcade experience was simple. Drop a quarter, play until you lose, and walk away. You never expected a return on investment. That model is cracking. This headline shows Dave & Buster's recent decision to allow customers to place actual bets on arcade games, signaling a massive shift in how these venues operate. It is a stark departure from the nostalgic history of the traditional arcade. Those quarter-eating cabinets relied entirely on consumer spending, offering high scores and flashing lights, but zero financial return for the player. The economic stakes today are entirely different. This slide highlights a staggering projection: a $682 billion global video game industry market by 2030. The money moving through gaming is massive, and physical venues want a larger share of it. Despite millions of highly skilled gamers around the world, there is a vacuum in the physical market. Unless you compete in elite professional esports, which is highly organized, high-stakes competitive video gaming, there are almost no local venues to monetize your skills. For the physical arcade model to survive the modern era, it must evolve from a place of pure consumption into a place of potential earning. This text introduces Ludon Lee, a Chinatown native and founder of Rice Rocket Entertainment, who is developing High Score, a new video game arcade concept in downtown San Francisco, built exactly for this market gap. This slide details Lee's industry background, featuring prominent logos from publishers like EA, Electronic Arts, and Glue Mobile, establishing his long tenure inside the Silicon Valley video game industry. As this slide outlines, High Score separates itself from traditional casinos. Lee explicitly states that the focus is on talent and strategy rather than luck, allowing gamers to showcase actual skill for their rewards. The economic loop works like this. Players pay entry fees for head-to-head matches, team play, or tournaments. Those fees go into a central prize pool. The pool is then divided. The winning player takes a cash prize, and the arcade takes a percentage as its primary revenue stream. The innovation here is mechanical. It turns casual, localized gaming talent into a monetizable asset for the everyday player. But building a physical venue in San Francisco requires serious capital. Instead of relying solely on traditional venture capital firms, High Score is turning to its own potential players to fund the construction. This text explains the regulatory catalyst making this possible, the 2021 Jobs Act. It highlights exemptions like Reg CF and Reg A+. These are legal rules that allow companies to raise millions of dollars online directly from everyday, non-accredited investors. Looking at their pitch materials, this slide details the specific parameters of their seed round. They are targeting a $250,000 raise with a $25,000 minimum participation using a SAFE. A SAFE is a simple agreement for future equity, a contract giving the investor the right to buy stock in a future funding round. Under the exit strategy header, the pitch outlines the return strategy for these non-accredited investors, aiming to deliver 10% annually for passive income. This localized funding strategy sits within a rapidly expanding macro market. This slide notes projections that the broader equity crowdfunding market will reach $43 billion by 2028. High Score operates as a physical bridge, directly connecting everyday gamers to the mechanics of digital retail investing. The business model remains highly speculative. This SWOT analysis directly addresses the risks, acknowledging in the threat section that the local community might not be interested in investing. However, the opportunity section reveals the ultimate socioeconomic goal of the project, the effort to revive downtown. Downtown San Francisco has struggled recently with vacant commercial real estate and shifting retail traffic. As this slide outlines under the Reviving Downtown header, High Score is positioned as highly engaged destination retail. The strategy relies on offering real cash competition to draw both tourists and locals back into these struggling commercial centers. High Score tests a very specific economic hypothesis. It will prove whether or not the arcade of the future can successfully merge competitive gaming, community-owned equity, and urban retail revitalization.